game winning streak into the playoffs after beating the Sparks 103-75. Fifth straight losing season for the Sparks. They finished the season at 21-23. The 21 wins is the most for the Sparks since winning 22 games in 2019. Impressive game for Las Vegas. They set a single-game WNBA record with 22 three-pointers. The Angels lost to Seattle 7-6 in 12 innings. Angel star Mike Trout hit his 399th career homer. The 15-year veteran has 15 games left in the regular season to reach 400. The Dodgers start a 3-game series tonight at San Francisco. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. They lead San Diego by 2.5 games in the NL West. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Should I rhyme or start with the hug?
Start with the hug.
Start with the hug.
To my people who don't wanna go to work, thank God it's Friday. Cover me, she about to put up a skirt. Thank God it's Friday. Do your mom know you act so berserk? Thank God it's Friday. What's the drag? What's the drag, girl? She don't wanna work on Monday. I wanna thank my home for making me a star. Before I had fast cars, I couldn't tell the difference from Whoppers and caviars. Before the fame, way before things changed, all I wanted to do was freestyle and get a name. I used to work at the fast food restaurants for minimum wage, dreaming I'm on stage. At 17, I left the house cause my father was a minister and I ain't want the Marvin route. What's going on? Today to sell a song, you need a video with soft porn. MCs in the industry, you want a tip? Don't let them pimp you like Goldie. And tell Sony they better have my money, cause I play with the Commodores, then be like Lionel Richie. Low income, I stay so hungry that if 50 Cent came to rob me, he'd be part of my charity. I wanna thank my mom. Yo, to my people cutting hair in the shops, thank God it's Friday. To the thugs sweating up in the chop shop, yo, it's Friday. To my people that don't got no job every day, it's Friday. What's the drag? What's the drag, yo? She don't wanna work on Monday. All the ladies sing.
I don't feel like cooking you no breakfast this morning.
All my hoodlums sing.
Don't have to cook me breakfast cause your girlfriend will have to.
I wanna thank my for the love of money. I know kids will slit your throats. Friday the 13th, Jason with a trench coat. But you can't scare Susie cause a man got so many Uzis you think he was Gaddafi. Meanwhile, she's getting her nails done crystal clear so it could shine with her diamonds. It's such a shame what happened last week, man. They found her under the sheets with a letter from the son of Sam. It said to tell New York I ain't sleeping. You gonna be clubbing? You better pack your heat in. And to my man Gene Swore, rest in peace. I still pour liquor, one draw of the cocoa leaf. Inhale, exhale.
KBLA Talk 1580. It's open. The phone is open. The social media is open. KBLA 1580 everywhere. The YouTube chat is open at KBLA 1580. And find me, by the way, on socials at DiPrima Radio. It's DIPRIMA RADIO. I know you might not know how to spell radio either. But yeah, John Wood Jr., you can hear him. He has a show called The Reconstruction Project with John Wood Jr. It's every Sunday at 9 a.m. on this radio station here. So, you know, that's a thing. And one thing, like I said, that I appreciate about John is that we're able to disagree without being disagreeable, disagree without disrespect. And yeah, and that's important. And that's what our country needs more of. Okay, so That said, the one thing that I do want to follow up on, and Jan Williams was in the chat talking about the California Black Legislative Caucus and their failure of last summer to further reparations, legislation. I agree with that, but I think there's too much focus on revenge. I mean, if y'all want to primary somebody or make someone pay the ultimate price in terms of political price, in terms of paying for what they did in a loss of votes, I think that's the way to go. But as far as reparations, we need to focus on what we have moving, and not just stay in the anger, in the reaction, but also stay with what's moving. And it is true, you can be mad that Assembly Member Tina McKinnon was part of the Legislative Black Caucus that made the decision not to further these reparations bills, even though that should really fall in the lap of our governor, because he's the one that at least partially orchestrated that. But the fact is that some bills are moving forward, and I think AB 57 is worth supporting, and it has passed. So we need to be calling the governor and telling him to sign said bill. It's a home buyer assistance fund for descendants of enslaved people. It is reparations. It's reparatory. And I think we need to be spending our reparations energy this week. I mean, spend it wherever you want. One place you could spend it is 916-445-2841. 916-445-2841. That's the number for the office of the governor, 916-445-2841. Tell Newsom to sign that mess. It's not a mess. Tell him to sign the bill. I think, let's start there. How about that? In between trolling the president, sign AB 57. And I commend McKinnon for doing something to bounce back. There are some lawmakers, and Assemblymember Isaac Bryan is another one. You can say what you want about his bill. It is reparations. He doesn't even call it reparations. I do. I don't care what you call it. It's a good bill. These are the folks that said, well, we're going to come back and do something. And they've come back and done something. Not everything, but something. The point is to keep the ball moving, to continue the progress. Let's go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Hello, Ron.
Good morning, Dominique, my beautiful radio friend out the Bay, representing LA to the fullest. I won't be too long. Hey, that song, Dollars is what I need. Who sings that song?
That's Aloe Black. That's our new reparations theme song, Aloe Black, yeah. He's got a great album out right now. He's got a new album out for 2025, which has got some nice anthems on it.
Okay, no doubt. I need you to DM me the name of that artist. I'm gonna see if my brother can download that
Aloe
track
Black.
for me.
Oh yeah, he's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Black,
like
BLACC. He spells black with 2 C's. BLACC.
Okay, I'm gonna surprise you one day. I'm gonna learn the words of that, and I'll come down there and grab the mic and sing.
You're gonna do Aloe Black karaoke? I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. One thing about me, I'm not scared to grab the mic. I ain't the best singer in the world, but I try. So I might shock the world one day. But that song is cool, though. Yes, I got to get that down.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you like it. We love Aloe Black. In fact, he was on the show not too long ago, and if you go to YouTube, you can see it. All of our past shows are on YouTube. They're wherever you get your podcasts, and they're on our app.
Yeah.
So you can listen for free anytime.
Yeah.
And the convo with Aloe Black was a great one.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I know how to do that YouTube thing now, so I go back and peep game. Yeah, check out some of the old shows.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, thank you, Dominique, my radio friend out of Frisco. You have a wonderful weekend. Hi, Oh, my mom just said hello. Yes,
hi, Ron's
right
mom. Hi, Ron's mama. Thank
Mom.
you. Thank you for the greetings.
Yeah, 84 years young. 84
Okay.
years young. Yes.
That's a beautiful thing on a Friday. Yes, maybe one day you'll put her on the phone. And I,
Yeah.
All right, Ron, appreciate the call. Thank you for tapping in. I can give California love. I can be from the Bay and rep LA. If Miles can be from Vegas, rep LA, and have his Philadelphia Eagles shirt on all at once, I can rep the Bay and LA. It's all California love. Okay, so 800-920-1580. That's the number that Ron from Richmond called. You can do the same. Yeah. And the talking points are in full effect. The talking points, Elon Musk says that the left is the party of murder. Left and right are not parties. They're political concepts, Mr. Musk. Parties would be Republican, Democrat, Green, Justice. Those are parties. Left and right are just concepts. In any case, those are just nonsensical arguments. If you look at the political violence in this country, the bulk of it comes from conservatives. The domestic terror that the FBI has warned being the number one threat to our national security comes from radicalized, conservative, mostly white men. That's what it comes from. It's the same people who stormed the Capitol. And as Shayon so articulately put it, it's the same one that went to Mother Emanuel Church. It's the same profile. If we're profiling people, U.S. Supreme Court, that is our domestic terrorist. And if they're in a party, because many of them are not, or they're in the Nazi party in their minds, they're in the Proud Boys or the Oath Keepers or something like that. There's so many of these little or big white supremacist organizations. If they're in a party, it's Republican. It's not the Democratic Party. And it's not Antifa. Antifa's not even a party. It's not even an organization. It's a concept. Okay? Moore says, let's start reparations with universal health care. It's not specific to black people, but everybody wins. I'm for universal basic income. I also know that particularly some of our reparationists here in LA are calling for UBI specifically for older Americans who are descendants of Jim Crow and enslavement. Let's go to Johnny, calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Dominique, and thanks for taking my call. I got two things I wanted to say. Stephen A. Smith, and I can have sympathy for somebody, but I can't have empathy for them if they do something, especially if they're dealing in hatred. Okay, and I'm an empathetic. I'm an empathetic person. I'm also a humanitarian, and it just bothers me that they think that we're supposed to act as though the death of Charlie Kirk is supposed to affect us in a way that we're sad. And yeah, there's some people that probably acting that they shouldn't be acting that way. However, but that's about their feelings, okay, towards a man that was dealing in hatred. Okay,
yep.
The thing that it's like, I was tired of him talking about our black women. Okay.
Yep.
And do you know the last thing that came out of his mouth?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. The questioner asked him about mass shootings, and he said, if you count gang violence, he was about to go in on black people, and he didn't get to finish the sentence. It's a horrible tape, and I do take your point. They don't do that to other communities.
Umar Johnson also said it. Okay.
What did he say? I didn't see what he said.
Well, he was saying that we should be celebrating. It was something.
I mean, that's the same thing that Tariq Nasheed is saying, but and lots of other people. I don't celebrate murder, but I understand the sentiment of someone who posted fascist down. But what I'm saying is they don't pressure Jewish people to embrace Nazis.
Yes.
They don't. But yet black people are supposed to embrace white supremacists, and I don't get that. I do get it. I don't agree with it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I had an analogy, right? It's like a slave going to his master's funeral. He's supposed to be happy. I mean, he's supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine. I mean, it's like, and you know, it's like this boy, and it's like the things that when I've been watching stuff that he says, like, he hated us. Okay.
Yep.
He was
unequivocally and not subtly at all.
No, and you know, and here they are. Okay, you thought he was a great man, but what was he doing? Was he bringing people in, or was he forcing people out?
What was the greatness? Where was the greatness? Because he was rich. Because he got rich, selling hate. That was great.
Exactly.
Now I agree with John Wood. All human beings don't deserve to be murdered. Every human being is a human being. And, that's why I don't agree with this idea of high value man and high value woman. We all have value. We were created by the Most High. If you believe, if you're not a believer, hopefully you at least believe in the worth of human life.
Right.
But why are you asking us to celebrate our oppressor, someone whose goal in life was our demise? You want us to love and celebrate them, and you want to put our flags at half-mast. The irony of sitting there watching the Dance Theater of Harlem with the most beautiful performance ever, the greatness of America, while our flag is at half-staff in the Hollywood Bowl, in celebration of a fascist, racist, misogynist, homophobe. It really, I'm not going to lie, that upset me.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's not like we don't care about somebody dying. This has nothing to do with that. But what you're praising, you're forcing us to praise someone, and you're gonna give them a Medal of Honor. And it's like you gave one to Rush Limbaugh. It's like, enough is enough. Okay. I mean, and just how much more we're gonna take? It's like people when are we gonna start to get it? They don't want us here. They want to try to get us out of here, and they're going and by any means necessary. But we're being so stupid. It's like we're not the only people they don't like.
They're playing in our faces. What they're doing, they're playing in our faces.
Right.
It's because they can. It's not just Jewish people. I don't think they would expect Armenians to hug up on somebody who was an advocate of the Armenian genocide. The only other folks that would get that treatment are probably Palestinians. They would expect Palestinians to embrace Netanyahu if he got shot in the head. They would expect, other than it's pretty much us and the Palestinians that never mind your suffering, never mind your exploitation. We want you to kiss this person's feet.
Right, and it's sad that we as people, grown folks, okay, that if we got feelings towards something, am I supposed to fake my feelings?
Yes, apparently yes. Stay with me if you like, Johnny. We'll continue this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandloss.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-9651. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, what a time. So this guy that they have in custody, Tyler Robinson, who they claim shot Charlie Kirk, is a 22-year-old who looks 35, and honestly doesn't look like the guy in the video to me. It's giving Luigi Mangione. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but why does he not look at all like the guy in the video that they had shown scrambling over the rooftop? And I'm just asking the questions. This guy looks 35 and doesn't look like the guy in the video. But anyway, apparently Trump is calling for the death penalty. Apparently the second lady and the vice president have flown Kirk's body to Arizona in Air Force Two. The messaging here. This is a conservative podcaster. He's not a member of government. He's a Trump supporter, but he's being flown around like he was a president. It's the messaging for me. You know, I don't know the exact quote. There's something about if you want to see who someone is, see who they hang out with. The birds of a feather flock together thing. People want to say Trump is not a racist. They want to say that the vice president is not a racist, that this administration is not fascist, racist, white supremacist, anti-woman, anti-trans. But all you have to do, anti-safety. I mean, the man said he's fine with a bunch of people dying every year from gun violence to protect the Second Amendment. So this administration is showing you, they're giving the guy the Medal of Honor. He's being flown in the Air Force Two with the accompaniment of the vice president and the second lady. That's dignitary head of state type treatment for fascist white supremacists. Got it. Message received. They're saying the bullets that were found, and I'm saying they're saying because how do I sort out the propaganda, the spin, the conspiracy, the real life effery that's happening? It certainly is a convenient conversation to take us away from Epstein files. Anyway, apparently they're claiming the bullets said, one said, catch, hey, fascists, catch. Another one said, if you read this, you're gay, LMAO. Oh, Bella Ciao. I don't know. And also, NBC News is reporting that this person's dad said, or members of his family, not the dad, said that he had become more politically active in recent years and that he recently told them that Charlie Kirk was going to Utah Valley University and how much he didn't like his political views. So there's that. Johnny called about that situation. I don't know if you wanted to land, Johnny.
I'm here.
Yeah, did you want
You know what?
Yeah.
I wanted to pick two quick things. When you were discussing with last guest, did you discuss Jim Crow? Is that part of reparations?
Yes, it is part of reparations. Yes, the harms of Jim Crow is a subsequent badges.
Okay.
Yes.
And because they want to say well, slaves. You weren't here with slavery. I was here when Jim Crow because I did my grandfather was a sharecropper in South Carolina. And they never and he would have been one of those people that the land that they were giving out. He would have been one of those people who would wanted to get that. Okay. I'm pretty complex about this because I know what these people are going to do. Even now that they got the boy, and he I'm quite sure he's going to talk to them and say why he killed Charlie Kirk. But the thing is, we had nothing to do with it. Black folks had nothing to do with it. But they're coming after us.
Maybe they will. We still haven't heard from either of the alleged assassination attempters. Have you heard any interviews or why they did it or anything about their lives? Really, not much. We'll see if they do. I mean, apparently the family's talking in this case. Anyway.
His father turned him in.
Yeah, reportedly his father and the minister. So, again, yeah, I need to see the receipts. That's all I'm saying.
Dominique is like, I was talking to a friend. I said, what? People are tired of the hatred that's going on in this country. And they're not going to put up with it. And I'm quite sure this kid probably just snapped and said, you know what? It's like, in order to stop hate, I got to stop him. And I'm sorry that it happened that way, but, somebody took care of a problem that they're seeing that's going to get worse before it gets better. And the way Trump is doing that and the way this has been set up. Oh, I don't remember. You remember this guy named Grover? He was an optic for Republicans. It was back in the day.
You mean Grover Cleveland? I got news, traffic, and sports right here, Johnny. You just refuse to land, but we will be taking more phone calls. We got a lot to talk about. Trump sending troops to Memphis. All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. 3 suspected members of a South American burglary ring are in custody after a dramatic arrest in downtown LA.
Open the windows! It's the police!
Ventura County deputies say the 2 men and a woman crashed while trying to flee. They are linked to multiple home burglaries in LA and Ventura counties. New York City Mayor Eric Adams may be rethinking his re-election bid. The Daily News reports Adams plans to commission an internal poll to decide whether to stay in the race. He's been polling in single digits and facing pressure to drop out. And several hip-hop artists are under fire for their reactions to Charlie Kirk's fatal shooting at Utah Valley University. 50 Cent deleted a post showing the moment Kirk was shot, while Styles P of The Lox denied his own post was related, saying it was just the collab shout-out for rapper Uncle Murda. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Live the thrill of Guatemalan Heritage Night at Dodger Stadium on September 9th versus the Rockies. Watch the boys in blue, enjoy marimba music, and experience tradition. Score a unique Guatemalan Night jersey with the purchase of a special ticket package. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man!
The LA Sparks had a rough ending to their season Thursday night at Crypto.com. They ran into the hottest team in the WNBA. The Las Vegas Aces will take a 16-game winning streak into the playoffs after beating the Sparks 103-75. Fifth straight losing season for the Sparks. They finished the season at 21-23. The 21 wins is the most for the Sparks since winning 22 games in 2019. Impressive game for Las Vegas. They set a single-game WNBA record with 22 three-pointers. The Angels lost to Seattle 7-6 in 12 innings. Angel star Mike Trout hit his 399th career homer. The 15-year veteran has 15 games left in the regular season to reach 400. The Dodgers start a 3-game series tonight at San Francisco. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. They lead San Diego by 2.5 games in the NL West. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
You have cancer. The 3 words no one wants to hear. Of the cancers that impact our community, lung cancer is the most dangerous. More people succumb to lung cancer than colon, breast, and prostate combined. Black men are 12% more likely to develop lung cancer, and cases for black women are rising. Early detection and comprehensive treatment is the best way to beat this dreaded disease. Providence is a research leader in multi-cancer early detection, offering blood tests that identify fast-spreading cancers that don't show symptoms in early stages. The Providence Los Angeles Integrated Network Cancer Program determines best protocols for each patient, interacting with specialists who share experiences, perspectives, and new findings specific to each case. With over 1,000 board-certified physicians, including top oncologists, surgeons, radiologists, and nurse specialists, Providence delivers whole-person care that understands your culture, values, preferences, and priorities. So, if you hear the words, "you have cancer," all you need is faith and providence.org/cancer.
Yeah, yo, come on. Pick up the drum.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You know what, I should have clarified. Miles made a great point that when I was talking about my friend Terry, who was attacked by white supremacist Charlie Kirk supporters. He was out there in his Black Lives Matter gear. He says they crossed the street to attack him. Haven't seen the video. He says it's on video. Haven't seen it yet. But he's in Boise. He's in Boise, Idaho. It's BLM Boise. This is not, I don't think this is going down in New York, Chicago, or Memphis, where the president has announced he is sending the National Guard to fight crime. Who's in Memphis? I wonder who could be in Memphis. Are there black people in Memphis, do you think? Yeah. He said he said he would have preferred going to Chicago next, but it was a hostile setting. Oh, Lord. A hostile setting. Chicago, people in Chicago, when you see they lined up those trucks to stop the military from coming in, they are not messing around. Chicago is, Chicago. But anyway, you said you had a video taken down yesterday?
Yeah, I made an AI video, just, doing my Do Better news coverage, AI news coverage I've been doing, just covering topics, with a little bit of satire in there, and I kind of framed it from the point of the part that's not being talked about on the mainstream, as we all know, is this white-on-white crime that needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? The violent white crimes that are going on politically, and they end up flagging my video yesterday. I got a couple hundred views and retweets, and yeah, they took it down. They flagged it, said it was offensive and can't be up there anymore. So be careful on these Mark Zuckerberg's internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought it was Beyonce's internet, but we weren't paying attention.
Yeah, we missed it. We didn't see him at the White House. That's Mark Zuckerberg's internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Which means it might be Donald Trump's internet at this point.
It might be Donald Trump, Palantir, Elon Musk's internet, y'all. So, I'm not saying be afraid of anything on the internet or be afraid of, to post the truth out there, but just saying you are on other people's platforms. If they choose to take it down and block you or shadow ban you, it'll be like that.
Or even out and out ban you. Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, but they didn't ban you. They just took down they muted your video.
Muted and said it's unavailable to be seen in these amount of all the countries.
But here's the crazy thing: you made that with AI, right?
But AI, yeah.
Yeah, so you can make another one and another one and another one. You could troll if you wanted to. You could endlessly troll.
Right, exactly. So
then they would take down your account, though. Apparently, Elon Musk is no longer the richest man in the world. I think he probably has Trump to blame for that. It's now Oracle Corporation's Larry Ellison, who's a lot more low profile than Mr. Musk. But to your point, they're all kissing the ring, so does it really matter?
Nah, I don't think so.
The tech oligarch, the broligarchy, is alive and well. What's a few billion between friends? Britain's ambassador to Washington got fired on September 11th because they found out he continued to be friends with Jeffrey Epstein even after he was indicted for being a pedophile. And I'm going to mention that, and I'm going to keep mentioning it because I think one of the things that would be good is if, regardless of what the truth is about what happened in Utah, that we don't allow it to push the Epstein controversy out of the headlines because we need answers. We need those files. We need transparency. That's what we need. 800-920-1580 if you've got something you want to say. This is going to be a whole spectacle, and I believe, that the president is going to keep this in the news as long and as much as possible. They'll have a state-style funeral. They're going to do the Medal of Honor. They're going to parade this supposedly liberal alleged shooter around. His family will do all the media outlets. And let's support AB 57 in California. How about that? I mean, here's the thing. I was talking to another friend about how much do we cover this, because it is an important moment in America. Murder is bad. I'll say that. Fascism is bad. I say that every day. Fear is an epidemic. We're not giving in to fear. I'm not saying, and I know Sherry Bell wasn't saying don't talk about Charlie Kirk and the role of the right in fomenting violence, rejecting even the most basic reasonable gun control, et cetera, in this country. Don't talk about it. She wasn't saying, and I'm not saying, don't talk about it because we're afraid. I do feel like there's two things that I feel like. Number one, I think it's a trap. It's meant to be an excuse to go after progressive activists, black people, trans people, immigrants, anyone on the left. It's clear from the talking points they're already rolling out that that's the case. Number two, I just don't want to let them set the agenda all the time. They don't get to be the assignment editor for Black America. That's not what they get to do. And that only happens when we let them control the conversation. I'm not saying don't call me about it if you have something to say, but what I am saying is that we have to make sure that we are in control of our own narrative and our own agenda of what we need to talk about and be about. And, you know, it reminds me of when Trayvon Martin was murdered. The mainstream would never have talked about Trayvon Martin if black press, black America, regular everyday people, activists who aren't black, allies, conscious people would not have brought it to their attention. That is what forced it into the mainstream media. And so that's why I'm reminding us that we have to be mindful not to get trapped into always playing defense, always being, always being on their agenda. So Governor Gavin Newsom's number, 916-445-2841. That's 916-445-2841. Again, 916-445-2841. Even if you're not in California, but you just so happen to have an interest in reparations, you could call him and say, hey, we would like you to support Tina McKinner's bill, which is really Steve Bradford's bill. That's what we would like. And sign it. And we know, even though you did a thing and hid your hands, that you were the master architect behind shutting down the reparations legislation, which would have created a Freedmen's Bureau, which would have helped people get their land back, which would have created a financial institution or body that could disperse and house reparations funds, and then not only shut down the Bureau, then you went ahead and said, oh, we can't have this restitution bill because we don't have a Bureau. Like, we know that. So go ahead and sign AB 57. Let's make that law and get a real concrete reparations, reparatory policy in place. That is directly linked to the task force, which was put in place by Dr. Shirley Weber. Okay, so Taste of Soul is not canceled. If you're in LA, you need to know that. There's a rumor going around. And it's actually a really good example of why you can't believe everything you see on social media, hear on social media. Fact check, fact check, fact check. There's some guy that's always taking my content. I shouldn't say always. He's done it 2 or 3 times. He takes clips from this show and then uses them to tell lies that are not even supported by the show itself. So if you see this guy, he's on Instagram, and then go back and listen to the whole show that he clipped up. You can find them on our app. You can find them wherever you get podcasts, so Spotify, Apple Music, all of the places, and or go on our app. You can find all of our pods there for free, and then watch the whole show or listen to the whole show, because it'll pretty much debunk whatever this fool said on his little taken out of context clip. He's done that repeatedly. So I say that to say there's a clip going around on IG that says that Taste of Soul is canceled. No, it is not. It is alive and well. Mr. Bakewell made a video. It's going to be going on. It's going to be same place, same time, same giant gathering of people from all over LA, black and everyone else is invited. So no, don't believe everything you see and everything you hear. And if we want to talk about creating our own agenda, what's important to us, clearly there's an aspect of that that's important. And that is that we reject white supremacy. We reject fascism, misogyny, hate crimes. And that when we incite or advocate that, we are doing evil. Now, don't try to put words in my mouth. That is evil. If you dehumanize people, dehumanize trans people, and then those people are attacked and murdered, which is happening a lot in this country, you're partly responsible for that. If you demonize and dehumanize black women or black pilots or people in general, we're all DEI hires, and then all those people get fired, as more black women have gotten fired than anybody else in the past several months since this administration took over, then you're partly responsible for that. And the children that go hungry as a result of that. It's not just an opinion. It is incitement. It is January 6th. It is the lies of the so-called Stop the Steal, which has created untold harm for our nation, our democracy, our humanity, our interactions with each other as humans. So if we want to talk about what is our agenda in regard to this murder, it is important that we push back on those narratives and stop the canonization, meaning the turning of Charlie Kirk into a saint. An evildoer dies. It's tragic that he was murdered. But that doesn't mean that we, whitewash, whatever you want to call it, saint wash his work, his ways, the hate, the evil doing. I think we have to be clear on that. And once again, as Sherry said, we have to be firm in reminding folks as they try to backlash against HBCUs and the like. We had nothing to do with this. We were the victims of, and are continuing to be the victims of, Charlie Kirk and Turning Point. We are not the perps. 800-920-1580. Not too late to weigh in on a Friday. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Wow, I didn't even realize Memphis had a black mayor, but of course they do. Does the president have like a special Rolodex, like a digital Rolodex? Cities with black mayors, black mayors, black mayors. Oh, we can't get into Chicago. They're blocking us off with salt trucks. And Chicago people are, a little militant. Where else can we go? Black mayors, black mayors. Oh, he got all the way to the Y's. Started with B for Bass, made it to Y for Young. Memphis Mayor Paul Young. Yeah, Memphis. We'll go there. Send the National Guard. Of course, the governor and the mayor. The governor is white. It's Tennessee, after all. The governor, the mayor, and the senator from Tennessee are all saying, well, we didn't know you were going to do this. They're blindsided by the president saying he's going to send the National Guard. It means he didn't even tell the Republican governor. That's crazy. And they're saying, please, pretty please, please, please do not send the National Guard. Yeah, he's going to. They couldn't get into Chicago. They're on their way to you, Memphis. Oh, Lord. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to call in. Miles, I didn't see that. They're saying that this guy, Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, his dad was a cop.
I'm scrolling through Instagram and Twitter, and I see that's what they're reporting right now. Saying that was a police officer.
Is there a credible source on that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Because IG ain't no credible source.
Send it to you. I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah, okay. It might be on CNN. I see this article here. That would be a twist. Yeah. Again, I don't see... To me, they have a picture of him they have pictures of him on social media. But to me, he doesn't look like the same guy in the video. I don't know. What do I know? Hard to say because he was turning his head. But they got a whole bunch of pictures of him up here on CNN. The 22-year-old who looks like a 35-year-old. And apparently the dad turned him in along with the pastor. One of the good things that's come out of this is people scrutinizing Kash Patel. The FBI director is taking a lot of heat from inside the agency and outside the agency for posting on social media, trying to get out on social media before it was out in the news or even the president had been briefed, and getting ahead of an investigation, interfering in an investigation, saying that they had caught someone and they hadn't caught anyone, and doing a generally terrible job. What do you expect? Yeah, so I don't see that, but that would be an interesting twist if it turns out to be true. The dad being a cop, the guy in the picture that they have from the video is wearing an American flag on his shirt. But look, whether you're left or right, be careful out there. Emotions are high. The polarization is super high. And as usual, folks like to blame, like Paul, reminds me of what Paul Mooney said, 1-800-BLAME-N-word. They like to blame us for everything. So, emotions are running high. The crazy talking points are terrible. And people are on high alert. This HBCU thing, classes were canceled today, events were canceled today because of these threats to HBCUs. We know that comes from this scenario. Apparently, these were fake threats. The New York Times is reporting they were false alarms. They were sent to at least 8 different HBCUs, and probably many more, but 8 is the number that went into lockdown. The schools are not saying exactly what the threats were, but 5 different states, Florida, Georgia, and Virginia, among them. Howard University among them. And also other colleges, the U.S. Naval Academy in Maryland. So, Hampton University, Alabama State. Students were told to shelter in place. This is domestic terror, family. That's what it is. And I agree with John Wood in the point that we need to back up the rhetoric. But I think it's important that we push back on this idea that the violence is coming from the left. Yeah, there's violence everywhere. But the majority of it comes from the people identified by our FBI as the number one security threat in America, which is the radicalized right. And even if this Robinson dude is really the shooter, even if he really is a so-called progressive, I don't know about if you read this, you're gay, LMA. Oh, I don't know if that sounds very progressive. But even if he was, it doesn't change the fact, the evidence, the data. Well, the best of Tavis Smiley is up next. I'm sure you know that. But we can keep these conversations going. I have my own YouTube channel. I'm everywhere on social media at DiPrima Radio. That's spelled DIPRIMA and then radio. And I'd love to talk to you off the air as well as on the mic. Always love to talk to you. So let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to listen to the pods. The one with Dr. William Darity, Sandy Darity, is really worth listening to because it will make you smarter about reparations. And that one's on YouTube. So, yeah. I shall see you on Monday. Like my mama used to say, history is now and we are making it together. Like my dad used to say, Amir Baraka used to say, a man is either free or he's not free. There can be no apprenticeship for freedom. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. 3 suspected members of a South American burglary ring are in custody after a dramatic arrest in downtown LA.
Open the windows! The police!
Ventura County deputies say the 2 men and a woman crashed while trying to flee. They are linked to multiple home burglaries in LA and Ventura counties. New York City Mayor Eric Adams may be rethinking his re-election bid. The Daily News reports Adams plans to commission an internal poll to decide whether to stay in the race. He's been polling in single digits and facing pressure to drop out. And several hip-hop artists are under fire for their reactions to Charlie Kirk's fatal shooting at Utah Valley University. 50 Cent deleted a post showing the moment Kirk was shot, while Styles P of The Lox denied his own post was related, saying it was just the collab shout-out for rapper Uncle Murda. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Live the thrill of Guatemalan Heritage Night at Dodger Stadium on September 9th versus the Rockies. Watch the boys in blue, enjoy marimba music, and experience tradition. Score a unique Guatemalan Night jersey with the purchase of a special ticket package. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man!
The LA Sparks had a rough ending to their season Thursday night at Crypto.com. They ran into the hottest team in the WNBA. The Las Vegas Aces will take a 16-game winning streak into the playoffs after beating the Sparks 103-75. Fifth straight losing season for the Sparks. They finished the season at 21-23. The 21 wins is the most for the Sparks since winning 22 games in 2019. Impressive game for Las Vegas. They set a single-game WNBA record with 22 three-pointers. The Angels lost to Seattle 7-6 in 12 innings. Angel star Mike Trout hit his 399th career homer. The 15-year veteran has 15 games left in the regular season to reach 400. The Dodgers start a 3-game series tonight at San Francisco. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. They lead San Diego by 2.5 games in the NL West. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Time now for the best of Tavis Smiley on KBLA Talk 1580.
One, two, three, go!